Hey, what's up, witches? It's me, Luna. Welcome to my channel, and today I have an unboxing for you that comes with a little bit of a story. Actually, the story is they did a giveaway and I won, so I guess it's not much of a story. But the fun part is US Games is now a subscriber to my humble channel. So welcome, US Games. You won't have to watch many videos to figure out you're my favorite publisher, and that is not an ass kiss. It's the truth. Okay, so this is the Catacorn Tarot by Pamela Chen, artwork by Delphine Dion. Brand new at the end of May. It wasn't even, I didn't even know. So it was a surprise when the giveaway came across Facebook, and I was delighted to win this deck. It's in this new style box that US Games is doing. I have the Fyodor Pavlov, and I can't remember the other one I have. I think it's the Relative Tarot, maybe, in this box. I'm not sure. Anyway, here we go. It's a beautiful box. Oh, the back. Duh. Catacorns are modern mythical creatures who live deep in the forest of the unicorn realm, where they have built a beautiful community full of joy and magic. Working with the whimsical yet wise Catacorns can spark a cat-like curiosity in your life and lead you on mystical adventures. Ask the Catacorn guides your questions, and they will reveal the teachings hidden in every card. Find your path of purpose and pleasure here in the enchanted Catacorn Kingdom. Includes 78-card deck and 88-page guidebook with upright and reversed meanings. Okay, let's go in. I have deplasticked everything, but I have not yet looked through the deck. We've got a nice purple. Adorable. I mean, right off the bat, adorable. And it will go, if things go any further with cat decks, I may have an actual dedicated shelf for my cat decks. I think I've got like 15 of them now, but I'm a cat person, you know. All right, let's look at the book. Little softcover book by Pamela Chen. She is also the author of the Tarot of the Owls, which is a Llewellyn publication. This is copyright 2024, of course. Introduction, Chapter 1, a Tarot Meowment, how to read Tarot. Chapter 2 is Furbulous Spreads. Chapter 3, Majors. Chapter 4, Minors. And we have the standard ones, Cups, Swords, and Pentacles, the conclusion, and about the author and artist. So let's look there first. About the author, Pamela Chen is an Akashic business coach, cosmic priestess, award-winning author, and best-selling deck creator. She has published Witchling Academy Tarot, Tarot of the Owls, and Enchanted Crystal Magic book. When she is not coaching or writing, she loves to travel to sacred sites around the world. Pamela lives in Las Vegas, Nevada, with her boyfriend and a flock of chickens. Pamela is a lover of cats, but doesn't own any because the chickens rule the roost. Follow her rainbow unicorn adventures on Instagram at Pamela Unicorn and slide into her DMs to say hi. Delphine Dion is a French illustrator. Passionate about nature, she has developed sharp eyes for animals' attitudes, especially cats and birds, as she grew up observing her own pets and wildlife. Although she studied ecology, her creative mind took over her scientific reason, and she started working as a full-time artist in 2019. Bravo! We need more full-time artists. Her naturalist background and her sensitivity combined together to bring awareness of endangered wildlife through her art. She draws and paints the world in a colorful way, exactly how she would love it to be, painting pet portraits and selling her art through her online shop, as well as traveling, hiking, and watching all animals around her fill her life with great satisfaction. Find her at delphinedion.com. All right, let's just take a little quick look. We have an introduction. Catacorn, a mythical modern creature that is a blend between a cat and a unicorn, often resembling a cat with a single unicorn horn on its forehead and sometimes with the tail of a unicorn. In the deep forest of the unicorn realm, the collective known as the Catacorns have laid claim to the lands beyond the mystic waterfall. They've built a beautiful community full of joy and magic. In this space, many travelers from beyond come to request sanctuary to cultivate their magic. All right, so that goes on. Then many of you might be new to the tarot world, so this chapter is a quick overview on how this ancient system of divination is set up, how to read, Step 1, talking about clearing your mind and focusing on the cards. Step 2, getting your mind focused on a question. Step 3, interpreting the meanings. And step 4, summarize what you've gathered. And that's it. Chapter 2, Furbulous Spreads. A daily magical pull is a 1-card spread. The Curious Catacorn. What is happening now? What do I need to know? What will happen if I choose this option? Interesting. Catacorn inner magic. What is my unique Catacorn inner magic? How can I access my Catacorn inner magic? What is blocking me from fully accessing my inner magic? How can I apply my inner magic to my situation or life? And then we go straight to the majors here. So each card has a full page. We have a description of the drawing. We have upright meowsages and then reversed. There's only a little black and white image every so often. And it's not like just, let's see here. Yeah, sometimes they kind of spill over from one page to the next, so it's not just necessarily contained within one page. Close to it, though. And then when we get to the minors, we just start right in with the cards. So there's not a like an overview of what each of the symbols represents. And the same thing, we have a description, upright, and reversed. And then that just goes to the end of the cards. And then there's a conclusion. Okay. Very simple, and that is appreciated. I am kind of coming down on the side of one other reader that I saw review a book that had full color pictures that weren't really any larger than the deck. And the question was, why do we need that when we have the deck to look at? So I do appreciate the smaller book. And when it said, 78 cards and 88 pages, you're not going to get a lot of fluff and padding in the book. So that's a good thing. Let's go to the cards. We have a nice ribbon pull, beautiful pastel box. It's a lovely package. Now, before we zoom in and go to the cards, I do have something that I would like to say. And, as much as I would love to be a sponsored person that gets free decks from publishers, I am not. And so I give honest reviews for everything. And I have to say there have been many, many times when I've got a comment on a review, an unboxing that says, because of your review, I bought the deck. So what I like to do is an in-depth review so you can really see what you're getting. But I'm going to, criticize what I find to criticize. Over the last, 10, 15 years, Tarot, this discipline has become quite a trend. And that's an amazing thing because we've watched the discipline evolve from Eurocentric, white, patriarchal images in the decks to beautiful diversity on all levels. And it's been wonderful to watch this evolution. The problem with trends is that certain things will catch on as a fashion or a trend, and then everybody wants to jump on that, on that train. And one of the things I love so much about US Games Deck, first of all, they were the first game in town. So, they've just got it going on as far as Rider-Waite-Smith. But I've always loved the small boxes. And if you've seen my videos, you see I do this tape thing so that the boxes don't fall apart because I like them in those small boxes. I have, I don't know how many US Games decks, maybe 90, and they all fit in a nice little section because of those small boxes. I do appreciate that they're not going Llewellyn big box because those can get excessive. But so I have no argument with this packaging. But when I received the deck, I don't know if any of you have ever bought an indie deck. I have never bought like one through a Kickstarter campaign. But the trend there is, I'm going to give you this fabulous deck and this, and this, and this, and this, and the big fancy packaging and all that kind of stuff. So when this deck arrived, it arrived, and wait a minute, in this box, okay? And I remember thinking, oh my God, how many decks did they send me? Because I'm expecting a little US Games deck. So in this box we have bubble wrap, we've got a couple pieces of cardboard, we've got a lot of paper, and then we have, which I just kicked way over here, then we have this box, right? Which in this box is a lot of raffia, and there was the deck, and there was, I'll show you what else. This lovely little card and a bookmark. Let me read you the card first. Dear Luna, we are so happy to present your giveaway prize, Catacorn Tarot. Thank you for participating and showing your support. With best wishes, Fern at US Game Systems. So my test drive reading is going to be for you, Fern. I mean, US Games as a whole, maybe if I can work it that way, but for you, Fern. So yippee. But the excessive packaging bugs me, and I would have been absolutely delighted to receive just a small package with only this in it. That's all I want. I don't need the bells and whistles, and I don't know that your budget, US Games, needs the bells and whistles. The environment certainly doesn't need all the bells and whistles. I will use the paper for things. The bubble wrap will go in our bubble wrap thing. The raffia and the blue box are very lovely, and I'll save those for gift wrapping purposes later. So everything will get recycled. The big cardboard box will get recycled as well. But it's just, I think it's excessive. And US Games, when you are the best game in town, you don't need to do trends. You really don't. Just keep doing what you're doing because you do it really well. Okay, anyway, here we go. Let's zoom in. All right. So here we have these lovely little catacorns, and it's kind of the gatekeeper in my head is going, catacorns, cutesy poo, but I have many cutesy poo decks, and I love them, and I love cats. I'm not necessarily a big fan of unicorns, but I love the rainbows. You know how much I love Spectrum. I love the rainbows. I love the cat. I do. Okay. So here we go with the Fool. And we see the cat not just at the edge of the cliff, but actually falling off it. And falling off it with this great smile. And we've got a little mouse. Look at the rainbow tail. We have a little mouse sitting on the, the stick with the bag. And the pattern on the bag is fish bones, which is very cute. So we see this cat taking a leap. So what we're getting from the image here is not like falling off a cliff or, oh no, big tragedy, or, pride goeth before fall kind of fall, but this taking a leap, this idea of taking a leap. We have a rainbow horn, a rainbow tail. So this is that leap of faith illustrated. And here's the magician. We have the 4 elements. And the roses, we've kind of got curtains here, a little sidewalk, the pop in the air. So there's certainly reflections of the traditional images if you're familiar with them. Here's the High Priestess. We see her pomegranates, the 2 towers, the crescent moon. But rather than a book, she's got her paw on a crystal ball and sitting on this lovely cushion. And behind, kind of interesting because we've got the white background, and the sky almost looks like the veil that hangs behind. Very cute, little purple cat. So obviously, there's no such thing as catacorns. So if you have a gatekeeper in your head that is going to kick out anything fantasy here, just get over it. This is a fantasy deck. We're not going to see reality. Here's the Empress. Look at her little laurel leaves kind of crown, wisteria and roses. We do have the Venus sign. So there are enough things that make it recognizable, and as you can see, we just have the Roman numeral and a little paw print and the title of the card. So you could say these are borderless, but it's kind of hard, to tell because it is a white background, but we don't have like hard inner borders, and that's nice. That's one of the trends that I'm definitely on board with, is borderless. Here's the Emperor. So you can see, we do have images that come all the way out to the side. I kind of like this white. It's just an interesting It's an interesting idea. I don't know that I've ever seen that done before like this. So here's the emperor. Look at the little ram. Oh my God. And we've got this really kind of dry, parched, deserty look behind him. Interesting. But I love their little smiles. Here's the Hierophant. Okay, this is somebody that knows cats. Look at the patterning. And the Hierophant is sitting on a stack of books, holding up fish bones. And there are the keys on the book. So again, I do appreciate that we've got images in here that are recognizable. The lovers, not really recognizable as the Waite Smith, but are they lovers? Yes, they are. Look at them. You know what I would have liked? If this could be more heart-shaped. Ah, yes, adorable. Here's the Chariot, black and white winged cats. And we've got a cat just kind of chillaxing in the back with a big castle in the background. Now I have to say, I am in the middle of reading now I'm forgetting the name of it. I think it's Marseille Tarot Revealed, the Bendov, Yoav Bendov book that is going into great detail about every single thing that's in the image. So I'm in that mode, and it's interesting to see this big castle. The Chariot is headed away from that. So there's a lot to key in on that could give you additional meaning. Here's the Strength card. This is hilarious. So we've got kind of like a kitty with a big pink ribbon sort of wanting to play with the lion. Then we have the Hermit. Very light, pastel-y. The drawings or the paintings almost remind me ever so slightly of Beatrix Potter. It's the lightness of the color and the sort of, and the line. It's very light lines. Here's the Wheel of Fortune, and what do we have here? We've got fish and a mouse and a bird and a snail and a rabbit and a ball of yarn and a butterfly and something. I don't know what that is. Is that a ball? Is that I don't know. All kitty playthings. So we don't get the, something going down on this side and up on this side. So at this point, I will say that no, this is probably not a beginner's deck. You do want to have some more background in the traditional, in my opinion. Here's the Justice card. Look at the black and white mice with their little swords. That adds an interesting nuance of a contest and who will come out on top. We do have the blindfold there, though. Here's the Hanged Man. Just kind of upside down on a branch. And here we have Death. Look at this. This is, what do they call it? A chimera, where there's a half and half. And they're about to get that bug in a graveyard. I'm very interested in the half and half. I'm going to look up here and see what we have described. Oops. Okay, the Death Catacorn knows that it is important for things to end completely before something new is born. Transformation and change are both constants in life. Her advice relates to how best to experience this alchemy. Are you going to resist releasing what is not needed and keep repeating the same patterns again? Or are you going to gracefully allow what is not supporting you on your journey to come to a conclusion? Releasing the extra baggage will allow you to swiftly transition into the next part of your adventure. Now, okay, I'm kind of sad that we don't have a description about some of the visual choices here, because I'm fascinated with the half and half cat. And I would love to know whose idea that was and why, Missed opportunity. Then we have Temperance. Oh my gosh, look at this. That's hilarious. The cat playing in the water. And we have the Devil. Oh, that's excellent. Yes, it's a trap. The mice going in to get the cheese, not realizing, yes, this is the temptation that you are giving into is a trap. That's nice. The Tower, look at that. Wow. Oh, the cat tree. cat tree on fire. Run, run, kitties. Here's the star. That's beautiful too. The rainbow, rainbow bridge, rainbow, the staircase isn't rainbow, the kitties are rainbow. Climbing up towards the star. That's lovely. And here's the moon with a wabbit. Ah, I like that. I like that there's flowing water. And look at the cat just kind of sitting, gazing at the moon. I see the moon and the moon sees me. Here's the sun. Oh, playing with her little unicorn. And the sunflowers. Yes, that idea of joy and play. Here's Judgment. Blowing a horn while the cats jump around with the ribbons. So we are staying away from actual like images of death and the harsher things. We'll see what happens when we get to the swords. And here's the world. So we don't have like the 4 fixed sign images. We just have a cat with a ball of yarn that looks like the earth. That's clever. Here's the Ace of Wands. A stick with feathers and jingles, a toy. We do have the fire symbol, an upright triangle there. Then we have the 2. Look at the kitty's ears on fire. Okay, so here we do get an idea of the 2 of Wands. We see the 2 wands here. And kind of standing here looking out, there's a fence with like a huge horizon. And then they're looking at the world here. So you do get that idea of kind of looking off into the future, making plans. And the flaming ears I just love. So here's the 3 of Wands, where we see the plan being put into action. So we don't see ships coming in. We've kind of gone a different direction, but you can still get the idea of I've got these ones and there's something I want to do with them. I don't know what the mouse is there for. Here's the 4. Structure. The 5. Play in competition. The 6. The trophy certainly signifies victory. And here's the 7. Up on a roof, standing around, and the tip of the tail is on fire too. Here's the 8. Run like the wind. And here we see this cracked, deserty landscape again, which does go along with fire. There's the 9. We've got the little, the bandage here to signify the wounded warrior. And then there's the 10. A cat with a prehensile tail carrying a bundle of wands. It's fantasy. Okay. And we have the mouse or mice in every image, which is also interesting. Climbing with a burden. Here's the page. We have cactuses. The knight on a flamey horse. The queen. And okay, there's the mouse. So on her robe here are lion heads. There's a lion head up there. Instead of having a little cat at her feet, she has a mouse. So I think the mice are like the pets. And then we've got the king with the salamander, which is the creature of fire in magical vocabulary. Then we have the Ace of Cups. I love this. Ace of Cups is one of my favorite cards. I love the decks where you can really see that clear water coming over. Robin Wood is coming into my head, where the water is just like crystal clear, pouring over. That sense of moving, flowing emotion is beautiful. And we've got a kingfisher here. So we have fish in this one. So it seems like the mouse goes with wands and fire. Fish go with water. Obviously, here's the 2. And we certainly see a relationship. What's this, like a little backpack? Having a picnic. Oh, that's probably a bow. Oh, I don't know. There's the 3 celebrating, and you do see 3 cups. And here's the 4. Okay, so this cat is staring into this cup. And we've got one being offered. So there's, you know, hints again, hints and echoes of the standard. We don't get that idea, though. The expression on the face looks kind of excited and very absorbed. And, you know, self-absorbed is one of the meanings for Four of Cups. So, okay, that plays. Here's the Five of Cups. Loss, small loss, but not all loss. Then we have the Six. Passing down, legacies, memories. The Seven. Okay, so we have a cat. Got a cat in a veil, an eel, looks like. A cat tree, a whole bowl of fish, a catnip, and then a little lizard. And this cat is just, hey. Here's the Eight. Definitely walking away. And the Nine. Satisfied kitty. Here's the 10. Two little ones playing in the water. I like the tails intertwined. Page. The Knight. Ah, that's cool. So the knights are all going to be on a carousel, but look at the horses and how they differ. That's sweet. A mer horse. Here's the Queen of Cups, one of my cards. And the King of Cups. And I'm thinking right now, you know, just how, you know, which way the pages and the kings and queens face in the standard. And I can't really bring it up in my head right now, so something to look at. Here's the Ace of Swords. So we have a bird here too. So that kingfisher didn't appear again with the water. We have blue jays. That's what that is. It's a blue jay. Is that a blue jay? It doesn't look like one. It's a different kind of bird. Maybe a catbird. That looks like a catbird. We have catbirds. I love them. Side quest, if you don't know what a catbird is, they're these gray birds. The males have like a dark gray cap, and they've got a little rusty thing right under their tail. And they are virtuosos. They have a very loud voice, and they gather calls of all the birds that they hear around them, and when one of them goes off, it's just an absolutely stunning performance. All right, here's the Two of Swords. We have the blindfold, which I always appreciate, and the crossed swords. I like the way the swords have the rainbow on them. And then here's the 3. Very familiar. And the 4. Little birds. The 5. Yes, they must all be mine. He's wearing glasses. That's an interesting detail, and I'm not sure why those are there. 5 of Swords going, you know, it's enough is not enough for me. I must have it all. And here's the 6 on the surfboard. Going away from the clouds. That's a Lenormand kind of thing. So we've got clouds on this side, and this is headed that way, away from them. So we do get the idea of moving through and out of troubled times. Here's the 7, the Thief card, and the birds are coming after him. The glasses are interesting. I'm thinking about, you know, the trope of the woman with the glasses and the hair and a severe bun and everything, that, you know, suddenly she whips the glasses off and the hair comes down. But, you know, it is a symbol of the intellectual, so I can understand that. Here's the 8. Glasses on the ground, blindfold on. And again, the birds are kind of harassing. There's the 9. Oh. One very wide eyeball sticking out from under the covers, and you see the birds on the blankets here. Books and glasses. And here's the 10. Oh, okay, well, they went there all of a sudden, right? Oh, kitty. I mean, we even see blood flowing. Wow. That's kind of a surprise, with the owl looking down. Then we have the Page. The Knight. That's awesome. What I don't see here, though, there's the glasses. We don't see any birds. So the idea of, yeah, I don't think those are birds. Those are feathers on this saddle blanket there. But the other two, the fire horse had flaming tail and mane. The water horse was like a mer horse. This one, I guess, the air is that all 4 feet are up off the ground and they're sort of flying. There's the Queen of Swords with butterflies, transformation, and there's the King of Swords. So I guess if you were like a birder, I'm not sure what those birds would be. Maybe a nuthatch? You might find some symbolism there. Here's the Ace of Pentacles. And we have a ladybug and grapevine. So now I'm looking for other bugs. We've got just plants. There's the 2. You definitely get the idea, juggling. Here's the 3. Working together to get those bugs. The 4. I do appreciate the feet, both hands, the posture. Got a butterfly there. And yeah, there's bugs in that one, but this one, I don't see any bugs. But the pattern on the cat bed there is leaves. Here's the 5. Out in the snow. The 6. I like the clover. The illustrations are beautiful. Here's the 7. All the planting tools. There's a little bee. The 8. And there's a rhino beetle. The 9 with the parrot. And this idea of, yes, luxury, the window there showing the boundary. And the 10. Everybody's enjoying the abundance in their own way. Page. I like his little hat. The Knight. Okay, the Knights are great. So this is the Knight that, all 4 feet planted, that doesn't go. I'm thinking too, the Knight of Cups was heading that way. This one's going that way. You can pull information from that. Look at the plants growing up because the horse is so slow. Here's the Queen with a wabbit. And there's the King. The little stuffed toy and all the money. Yeah, I mean, I kind of lost the thread with the pentacles as far as the creature that goes with the suit, and I suppose that it's just the plants that go with the suit of pentacles. All right. Okay, so we know I have got the bookmark here, and this will go in my bathroom. Why? Well, I have books everywhere in my house, and when I say everywhere, I mean everywhere. There's a library in my bathroom, and I have a stack of bookmarks, so anybody that goes in and starts reading something can mark their place for their next trip. That's where that will go. So as you know, as they say, the proof of the pudding is in the eating, and the proof of a deck is in the reading. But before we get to the reading, we need to do a blessing. So let's get the sage out. And bless this lovely little deck. By air and fire, may you be purified and charged. And to awaken inspiration and vision, and by water and earth, may you be blessed and made whole. Let's get the book too. May the sound of the bell awaken the spirit of the author, the spirit of the artist, their time and energy that's been invested in this wonderful thing. Allies and ancestors, guides and guardians, thank you for being here and helping me to connect with this deck and relay a message that is relatable to all of my viewers, and most especially to Fern. And I offer you fresh water and the fire of Azrael to bring in the spirit of divination. All right, so the thing I'm looking forward to is the shuffle. US Games Lookie, you can hold the deck in one hand, split, and shuffle. It is slightly heavier cardstock than their small box decks, it feels like. But it's also the kind of cardstock that will loosen up easily with shuffling. And I mean, I want to do a video just on cardstock and shuffling because it is a meditation for me. It is one of the ways I connect with my intuition and the deck. I am on the autism spectrum, so just the riffling and bridging and riffling and bridging really calms me and calms my mind. I love to shuffle. Let's give it another riffle. So, US Games, never, ever, ever go for the thick cardstock. Please don't ever, ever, because there's no reason to. Okay, well, they're falling out already. So we have our first card. And I'm just going to go from there. Okay. So here we go, Fern. All right. We have Three of Swords, Seven of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. And now we have the Emperor and the Empress. And this is the problem of not doing a thorough shuffle. And then we have the Page of Pentacles. And so conflicted, because I want to reshuffle. Maybe I'll just like reshuffle before I take hits on things, because we clearly have cards that are adjacent here and from the same suit. I'm going to reshuffle. Sorry, but this is why shuffling is important, you guys, especially, you know, with a new deck. So I'm going to riffle again. Riffle is the fastest way to get randomization, and for readings to work, the synchronicity principle needs to be engaged, and we need the randomization. And when you can't thoroughly randomize the deck, you get cards that are next to each other. Not that it wouldn't be valid, but I also want to give the deck a chance to show off like all of its parts with majors, minors, and quarts, which we had there, but you know. All right, so now I'm going to focus in on Fern. They do want to come flying out. Focus on Fern and ask what she needs to know that will make her day, or even just her way, easier. And also for the collective, as I do. All right, they don't want to be shuffled anymore. So we have the Ten of Pentacles. We have the Six of Swords. We have the Five of Swords. You know, no getting away from it sometimes. The Hermit, the Queen of Swords, and the Six of Cups. So this is really interesting because, you know, we did have the two swords in the last reading, so there certainly is conflict and strife going on here. Ten of Pentacles is about having more than enough. So, and we do have minors, court, and major, so that's good. Doing an overview, we have three swords, so half the cards that we've put out here are swords. So again, conflict, strife, things going on in your head that are very, very busy. But at the center of it, Ten of Pentacles talks about, again, having enough and more than enough, having a very solid foundation, having firm boundaries, feeling like you're secure. So we have money issues, and then we've got swords on either side of them. This side says we've been through some troubled times. So if you want to apply it to the collective, yeah, that works. It is about, we all want to be secure, you know, and then I want to go to my Buddhist practice and remind everyone that there really is no such thing. We are not in control of everything, and anything can change at any time. But for this purpose, having enough, that feeling of security for me and my family, because we've been through a troubled time. We are managing to move through it and out of it. There's a little tower in the background, so that symbolizes a place of safety and a destination. We're not just out in the middle of the ocean. We can still see the troubles that have been clouding the sky. They're still semi over us, but we are on the move and on the way to a shore. Notice that the shoreline is rocky. So when we get to that safe haven, there's still a bit of an uphill climb, but then we do find at least shelter. We find shelter. Also look at the fact that the tower is a very small place. It's not like this big castle. So there's a little vibe there of maybe the shelter that you're looking for is going to be a little restrictive when you get there. So again, thank you, Yoav Ben-Dov, for the book that I'm reading. And then we've got the Five of Swords over here. So in getting yourself to where you want to be and in seeking out the financial security, we want to make sure that we're not doing it at the expense of others, that we're not like throwing our weight around and just power tripping on it. Five of Swords generally with Wade Smith talks about an abuse of power. And I recently got the vibe of it of being a sore winner. So somebody that wins and they're not just satisfied to be a gracious winner and, you know, thanks, you really fought a good fight and, you know, better luck next time. I'm sure you'll do better next time because you're very talented. It's, ha ha, it's mine. Oh, mine, 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 just mine. Yeah, loser, you know. So this can be the card of the sore winner. So I just want to say, as we're getting ourselves out of troubled waters, to make sure that the hardships we've been through haven't hardened us in how we relate to other people or hardened us into like grasping to the point where we're taking from others more than is our share. Okay. Then we've got the Hermit and the Queen of Swords. So this has felt like Six of Swords here and Ten of Pentacles here, sometimes a very lonely journey. That maybe others are sitting in comfort and I'm out here struggling all on my own to get to a better place. So there can be that idea that I'm all on my own and it's every person for themselves, and that can lead into this, you know, it's just up to me. If I don't do it, nobody will. And that's kind of an isolating feeling. Pardon me. It can be isolating to feel like I'm the only one doing this. And where the Hermit is here, there's a focus on the past. This is the way it's always been. But again, what you might be turning your back on is the fact that there is support there. All right. Then Queen of Swords. All right, let's just look at her. So she's holding up the rainbow sword. And I love, you know, all these kitties have a little smile on their faces. And there's the butterflies flying around. The Queen of Swords, and I will go to the book, but I'm obviously just going intuitively here. Queen of Swords, to me, is that wounded woman. It denotes your past battles and past wounds that may have caused you to put on armor. You see the cloak covering the cat and the sword held up like this, you know, which can say that maybe you can't see the whole thing because the sword is right in front of your face, that because, you know, I'm so ready to fight and I'm so used to the old hard times that you know, I've had to fight every time and I'm going to have to fight this time, that maybe we need to take off the armor, take down the sword so you can see everything clearly. Because when we are so in our trauma and carrying it with us, it can block us from, you know, the fullness of what there is for us to experience. So the wounds are acknowledged, but we want to make sure, look at where this cat's looking. We want to make sure that those wounds haven't served as a license of I'm allowed to do whatever I need to because I got hurt. I'm allowed to do whatever I need to, right? Then we've got Six of Cups down at the bottom. So we're talking about what you have to hand on. And we've got this, family stuff, that there are family memories and some security that we can pass on and teach. But, it is surrounded by this kind of isolation and strife. All right, let's go to the book. I almost forgot about going to the book. All right, so we have the Tent of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles. The mommy catacorn is the happiest when she watches her family play and relax in their home. They've worked hard to build their finances and to enjoy the comfort of the realm. Their wealth is secure and they have many pentacles saved up to last through multiple generations. So it's interesting that we have the legacy of money here, and we also have the legacy of emotion, the actual family story. All right. Upright messages. The Ten of Pentacles is a completion card signifying financial achievements. The money that is being manifested is not only for the present moment, but for long-term financial security. What you need, want, and require will always be provided for. Reversed says, there might be challenges in your financial security or setbacks in your family relations. They are just messages for you to look deeper into what the situation is so that you can find a different solution. You have evolved, and so your material resources and abundance are evolving too. The writing is wonderful. Very good. It's really to the point. I would like, a little bit in that descriptive paragraph about the actual image, but that's not there. So we do have the overview and then the upright and reversed, and the writing is very good. Okay, Six of Swords. The catacorn of the Six of Swords is saying goodbye to all the drama he's leaving behind. He has hopped on his surfboard, taking his swords with him and looking to find calm waters on the other side of the river. Upright, right now you are in transition, and the fastest way to get to what you want is to let go of what no longer serves you. The baggage you've been holding on to is ready to be released, and that will allow you to move freely and swiftly towards your goals. Let go of what is holding you back so you can move on to more magical experiences. Yes, indeed. Then we have the Five of Swords. So we do have, the adjacents there. Coming into this swords battle, the catacorn with the glasses promised himself to win at any cost. He was determined to walk off the battlefield with all the swords and claim victory in this competition no matter what. Yeah, that's exactly what it means to me. It looks like he did take the win, but with the cost of burning the bridges of his friendships with the other catacorns. Bingo. So yeah, she really gets that meaning that you might not get with some of the more standard keywords of just, I'm taking more than my share. Upright, it seems like you two have won the argument or battle, but you don't feel like a winner. I like that. You've won, but it doesn't feel like you've won. So maybe that false yippee, yippee, oh, I'm so happy I won, when really it's a loss kind of thing. There were words said to one another you wish you could take back. You must now stay isolated from the others and keep your distance, or compromise in order to keep the relationship. Choose your battles wisely, as you don't have to engage in every conflict that arises. These are wonderful meanings. So, I could imagine a scenario here where somebody got a raise and moving on to better, and other people are feeling hard done by, or just, yeah, conflict arises. All right, Hermit. Last year, the Hermit each year, sorry. Read the words, Luna. New glasses and all. Each year, the Hermit Catacorn takes his magical lantern and makes his annual spiritual quest into the mountains, whether in sun, rain, or snow, and we definitely see the rain there. This journey is to attain the next level of ascension on his spiritual path, and he knows that this can only be cultivated in solitude. This adventure does not require others, but is focused on drawing attention inward to look for the answers within oneself. Upright, the answers you seek are not going to be found with other people. Instead, they will be found through meditation or deep soul searching. Okay, I'm getting a vibe here of just how do I deal with these jealous bitches in a phrase. And it's just, you know, go inside, get yourself calm, that kind of stuff. Take some time to distance yourself from the busy chatter of the world to receive deeper spiritual knowledge from within. Follow your light and your path will be revealed to you. You know, it could also be just an idea that you really have all you need. You have all the abundance you need, and that it's sort of a false narrative of just continuing to push to get ahead, and, you know, rolling over people in the process when you actually have what you need. All right. So we have that, looking, you know, going internally to see what the deeper message is, what the deeper value of enough rather than stuff, you know, spiritual enough. All right, Queen of Swords. The most intelligent queen of the Catacorns is sitting on her throne in the clouds, enjoying the butterflies fluttering around her. She has attained mental maturity and makes decisions without hesitation. Even though she may seem a bit on the stern side because she is very direct, she's also very caring. Upright as the Queen of Swords, you are a quick thinker and are able to see through to the truth of the matter. Not only do you see the truth, but you also tell the truth. You like to be upfront with others, so there is no wasted time. And you expect the same from others as well. Many respect you because of the clear advice you offer them. So here she focuses on that aspect of the Queen of Swords, who is definitely caring and intuitive, but very clear-headed. She doesn't let her heart rule her head. So being able to speak the truth, this might talk about being the only one who is willing to really see the truth and speak the truth. But it also indicates that maybe being that only one to speak the truth can lead to you getting through some more difficult times. Maybe the truth needs to be spoken to an office bully or someone who's just taking more than they need. Interesting, this one's looking this way, this one's looking that way. It's like, okay, the solitary road is I'm going to move myself where I need to be. The road here of truth-telling and the intellect, clear seeing is, yes, I see some things that are going on that really do not become the people in them. You know, some person is taking more than their share or just being a sore winner. Then down at the bottom, we have the Six of Cups. A mommy and young Catacorn are playing on the beach, building a beautiful sandcastle and having a tea party. It is important to give yourself and others good memories through the sharing of experiences and love with one another. This day at the beach will be lovingly remembered when the young Catacorn grows up. So yeah, that idea of not just, you know, sharing memories, but creating memories. That's a nuance that I never really got from the Six of Cups. So see, I mean, this answers the question, is there such thing as too many decks? No, there isn't, not in my book. I have 471 right now. So this is the 471th deck in my collection, but just each author is, and each artist is going to bring something new to it. And this is something new for me that I've been reading since the late 80s, you know, 40 years. So, yeah, the idea not just of passing down memories, but creating memories that then will carry on. All right. When Six of Cups shows up in your readings, it means that something from your past, possibly childhood, will be reappearing soon. This could be in the form of memories, thoughts, or even people or events. Think of it as a blast from the past. This connection to the past is to remind you of happy times and to bring the energy of joy into the present moment. Reconnection to the emotions from your past fond and happy experiences in order to bring that feeling back to life in your present circumstances. So there's the standard, you know, memories, drawing on memories. But I love in that description of, no, in the present, do things to create memories with those that are younger. And you can do this by drawing on your happy memories from the past and saying, I want to recreate those for the people that I love. So, okay, pulling this together. I might take a hit. Okay, sorry, alarms. Hoo-wee, it just got very, very humid in here. Okay, so we have enough, and we have enough and happiness in our past to share with those that are younger and coming up. We've also been through a lot of strife and had some isolation and have had to bring ourselves through some really tough times. But through those tough times, we've watched and observed, and we've seen that, we ourselves and others can use tough times as an excuse to kind of go into fight mode and just fight and take what they want, whether it's fair or not. But we see the truth of that now. And rather than that, we are choosing to go to this softer place, to draw on fonder memories and pass down the good stuff rather than kind of the bad stuff. I want to take one more, and I'm just going to take it. And then we have the Ten of Swords. Oi. All right, well, let's read this. I'm glad this came up. So why do we go through this? Because there's more tough times coming. They're never over and done for good and forever, We go through cycles, and as you know, we are going through a particularly intense cycle of strife and upheaval on this planet. So, the guardian of the night owl watches over the catacorn, who is slowly healing on the forest floor. Is it just me, or does that not look like healing? We've got 10 swords puncturing this cat with blood flowing into pools. All right. The 10 swords sticking out of him may look painful, but this is a very easy wound to heal for the magical catacorn. It might just take some time. So we've managed, we're doing the positive spin thing on these cards, which, okay, that's fine. Not my preference, but, we have really shown a picture of defeat, which you can read it that way. The Ten of Swords can represent an ending of a relationship with a person, in part because you've seen their true colors. It seems that you were betrayed in some way, maybe even stabbed in the back, and now it has been revealed what is real and what is fake. With this new revelation, you will be able to move on and make better decisions in the future. And then I'm going to read the reverse here. The betrayal and harm that you've experienced in the past is finally being released. The swords are falling out of your back, and you're letting go of past memories, giving yourself the opportunity to move forward with love and hope. So they're focusing on a relationship here. 10 of Swords to me means done, over and done. Something has failed, and it's time to recognize that, grieve it so you can move on. Same thing with the Death card. The Death card is final change. It's done. There's no going back. So, all right, one more. And then we have the Four of Swords. So that gives the idea of the resting and healing from this. So adding that to this, yes, it's not something that's utterly failed. It has failed, but now we need to recover from it. I'm going to look at the Four of Swords too. Four of Swords Catacorn has been studying way too hard and is now resting his brain. Whenever he gets close to feeling burnout, he knows to slow down and relax so he can recuperate his mind, energy, and body. That's great. Just the descriptive paragraphs are awesome. You might have completed an important challenge, but must now rest and recharge your energy before moving on. Even if you're usually very motivated and productive, you need to take time out to rest, like the catacorn in this card. This pause, P-A-W-S, haha, will allow you to become even more focused and energized for the next task. So overall, Fern, there's enough strife to go around. We've got 4 swords, 4, 5, 6, and the 10, and the Queen. So we have 5 swords. So you're definitely in the middle of a lot of conflict where you feel like you're just going it alone. You are moving towards a safe harbor. The core here, though, This is all periphery. You notice that? All the swords and the aloneness are on the periphery. The core is you have support at home, you have enough to get through, and you have the ability to go back to happy memories. You can create happy memories now, even in the midst of all this strife. There's the overview. So dang, okay, good deck. It's a good deck, and I do really so appreciate US Games giving me this deck. Yee-hoo! So your name, Fern, and US Games will go in the book, and I will give you blessings every time I pull out this deck to read from it. What do you guys think? What do you think about my rant about trends and stuff like that? We can have a conversation about that. All of my Unicorn Fiend viewers will love this deck. All of the cat lovers will love this deck. Yes, it's a worthy US Games deck, and I'm very appreciative of it. So let's have a dialogue. Drop a message down below. Hit the like button on your way out if you would be so kind, and subscribe if you have not already. Welcome again to US Games. I'll see you next time. This is Luna. Blessed be.